Hey guys, welcome back. This week we're going to be putting an awning on the red van. We were looking around online and found these maxi track awnings. They're $100 at Napa. You know, if you look at the ARB style awnings online, they're anywhere between, you know, $400, somewhere in that area. So we thought we might as well give this a shot. You know, $100, you could get a couple of them for how much one of those costs. So we're gonna go ahead and get started putting it on. Charlie the van dog's helping us out today. He's gonna be supervising along with Denton. I'm gonna mount it on the passenger side here, and it's 8 foot long and it comes out 8 foot, so it's gonna take up a pretty good side of the van here. I mean, it's gonna be pretty long on this side. So I'm actually gonna mount it to this ladder rack mount that we put on here to put the basket on top. And the problem is these little tie downs are on the side here, so I'm actually going to take a grinder and grind that off so we have a flat surface to drill our holes and mount it to it. Clean it up a little bit. Whenever you open up your awning, you're going to find a little bag, and it's going to have all your mounting hardware, brackets, your little tie down strings for your post, and some little stakes to stake out your legs on your awning. So it's all going to come in this neat little bag. You can keep everything, you know, in one spot, but it's got all the bolts. So I went ahead and found a drill bit that's going to match up with the bolts. So we're going to use this big L bracket to mark your holes, because the smaller ones are meant to go on here. So you're gonna wanna, when you mark your holes, mark it with the L bracket, the short side of it. So I got this here to mark the holes for it. And what I think I'm gonna do is just try to mount it as high as I can. I'm just putting the top of the bracket up to the top of the little piece of metal here. That way, if it ever rains or anything, we can lower the legs on the front, and so water will run off so it doesn't just sit on the top. That way, you know, we don't have a big puddle of water over our heads. So I got the first hole drilled. I recommend get a sharp drill bit, because mine wasn't super sharp, so it took me a little bit to get through there. But what I'm gonna do, now that I have that hole drilled, is put a bolt through this and run it through the hole, so I know exactly where to drill my next hole here. Ka-chow! So we got all 4 holes drilled. Now we're gonna go ahead and put it on there and put the bolts on. Denton is tightening up the he's trying to tighten up the last bolts. They sent some really long bolts, so it's pretty long-winded. They got those nylon lock nuts on there, so it takes a while and it's hot in the shop. So, but we're getting closer and closer. We've got it attached on the van. Went on pretty easy. The only problem we had was, I don't know if you can see it on here, it's got an aluminum track that the bolts slide into, and when we were tightening up the bolts on the back here, they started spinning inside that aluminum so it wouldn't catch. So we ended up, and then we were using the nylon nuts that they sent us, we ended up having to grind those off and put some new ones in and move it just a hair so we were on a fresh piece of aluminum on that track there, and got those to tighten up. So that was the only thing that we really had trouble with so far. We haven't set it up yet. Den's gonna go grab something real fast, and then we're gonna set it up, see how long that takes us. it's up. Wasn't too hard to put up. Wasn't just, I mean, you got to figure it out. But looks awesome. I'm so happy with it. You know, gives you a nice shaded place to lay or sit down or whatever, just enjoy the evening. Stands tall, you know, I'm 6'2", and I mean, I got a foot over my head at least with these poles. You know, it's a 8 foot long by 8 foot, so you have a ton of shaded area. I would highly recommend this to anybody looking to put an awning on a vehicle. That'll be all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Highly recommend you go down to Napa and get you one of these. If you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe. Go ahead, like this video. Thank y'all.
Angels smoking cigarettes on rooftops in fishnets in the morning with the moon still glowing. And here comes Jesus in an Astro van rolling down the strip.